Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Geeks of the Round. My name is DeAno Jackson. I'm your executive producer. We are back talking about episode 4 of season 3 of Game of Thrones. Joining me, as always, my host, Matt Moore. What's going on, man?
Not much. I'm just celebrating today.
Celebrating? What are we celebrating?
I'm celebrating the fact that I completely destroyed on my prediction for Daenerys Stormborn.
To be fair, that's something very easy to predict, though. I mean, did you really think she'd just give up a dragon without a plan?
Well, that's just it. Is that's not the only thing I predicted, but we'll talk about that later.
Indeed.
You're just firing on all cylinders this week, then.
Yep.
Also joining the panel, of course, Aisha Franklin. What's going on? Welcome back.
Thank you for having me. Nothing much is going on.
Right on. And Rob has come back to join us once again here for the madness. What's going on, man? And also,
So not much is going on.
Right on. Hey, well, things are going to get interesting for, I think, all of us a little bit later on this year, particularly after E3.
Yep.
Also joining us back, finally being able to join us once again, David Kude. What's going on, man?
Hey.
Yeah, very good to see you back on here again. Okay, so it's like, shall we just start off straight up with Daenerys?
I figured we should
Yeah.
since that was the end of the
Shouldn't we do her last, since that's how
that.
the episode ended?
No, it's like, no, this is the thing. It's like, I can tell, it's like everyone's going to want to talk about
You
this.
just wanted to get into it, right?
Oh, definitely. It's like I can feel that tension burning in everyone. It's like, yes, Daenerys. It's like, okay, so let's go with it.
We should just work backwards for the whole show.
The fact that she could these are the things that I predicted, and I believe I voiced them all. Is that she actually knew how to speak the language, though that wasn't a big surprise.
Yeah, I think we were pretty much all saying that.
That someone's phone is going off. I predicted that.
It's not mine.
That she'd end up taking the army, but the dragons. Of course, we kind of all predicted that. And I don't know if I voiced this one, but I really thought of it, and I know it doesn't count if I didn't voice it. But actually taking over the city. Did I voice that? I don't know if I did.
I know you didn't voice that.
I don't even remember.
No.
If you want, just say you did, and we'll roll with it.
Okay, yeah, I totally did. When she took back the dragon, she wasn't going to take back the dragon easily. Obviously, it was going to be like, this is mine now, bitch. And she'd end up killing the guy.
Burn, baby, burn.
Conclusion of the things that I had predicted.
It's like I was waiting for that motherfucker to get got.
His expression when he found out that she spoke Valerian was awesome. He was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, I don't think even then he understood how screwed he was. He should have realized at that point, holy shit, I'm fucked. I need to get out of here right now. It's like, I've been calling her a whore and a bitch and everything else that I could possibly
I wonder if
think
he
of.
still likes the curve of her ass after that.
I'm pretty sure right now the only thing he would like would be a large bucket of water.
It'd have to be damn large.
Yeah.
When she walked up with that dragon on the chain, I don't know. I knew she would never do that to her dragons, unless there was a reason.
Yeah,
I could never see her chaining her dragons.
That's how I felt when reading that section in the book. It's like, you know there's a plan. You know it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, there was absolutely no way that was going down. It's like, I don't even see how you could have possibly thought that she would be willing to give up a freaking dragon.
Especially to such an irrelevant character.
It was absolutely hilarious.
Now I have a question from the books. Is anyone, David? You've read them, haven't you?
Yeah.
I've read them too.
I don't want any spoilers whatsoever. I'm not asking for that. I'm just wondering if this happened in this point in the books, or because for some reason I had the impression that she didn't even come to the lands until like the third book. That she didn't even arrive until like the third or fourth book. For some reason, I thought this timetable was a little faster for her.
No, timetable's pretty much the same.
Okay. I was just giving a wrong impression then.
Yeah. It's so bad, like, I want to, like, talk about it, but, like, I've read the book, so... But I can say that what happened in this episode pretty much went down the same way.
Okay.
Especially when we get to the Night Watch stuff. That stuff was really done well.
Yeah, see, it's like, this is the particular reason I'm not reading the book yet. It's like I am waiting until this season's over. It's like, I haven't even finished reading the second book yet. And I refuse to. At least so far. It's like, I just want to see it all unfold on TV.
I still gotta read books 4 and 5 just, which I'll do soon.
There you go. It's a good plan. Let me see. It's like, all right, since we've already knocked out what's going on across the narrow sea, it's like, where do we usually start off when we don't have, something immediately to talk about? King's Landing?
King's Landing, yeah.
All right,
Joffrey flirting with Marjorie was pretty funny.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, and we saw Marjorie having a certain amount of control over Joffrey, and oh God, did Cersei not like that shit?
No. The Tywin
that was funny when she went to Tywin too, and he's like, "Listen, bitch, you're not as smart as you look, so get out of here."
That's the second family member this season to say that to her.
Mm-hmm.
It's you're not as smart as you look, and you I forget the saying. But in any case, yeah, it was kind of funny how he treated her. What I think was kind of nifty about that is about Marjorie is not how she controlled Joffrey, but how she controlled the people. Is how she brought about this. The people hate Joffrey, but because Joffrey was with her, I think that he didn't realize it was reflected glory.
And I think it was very much planned that he didn't realize that.
Yeah, because they were chanting her name at first, and then only after a little bit were they chanting his.
Yeah, it's like, Marjorie, Marjorie, Marjorie.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck that shit.
Regardless of which, it's interesting to see that she's making him be the man that he wants to be, whether he wants to or not.
Well,
You mean that she wants him to be whether he wants to be or not?
Yeah, I mean, this, what she's trying to get him to think of him as himself. He's actually portraying that, thinking that he came up with the idea, and I just think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and I think she's going to continue to have that power all the way up until their wedding night, and then I think she's going to lose that power. The second he gets his dick wet, it's all over.
Okay, interesting. No, you've got my interest now. I was like, why do you think that?
Because of the fact that I think that she's pulling the feminine wiles on him. I think that he's acting like a civilized human being because of the fact that he's really is smitten with this girl, and he's such a evil fuck that once he has sex with her repeatedly over and over again, it's going to be all over. He's going to treat her like he would have treated Sansa, which is like crap.
I don't think he'll be able to touch her.
Even after they're married?
I think she'll basically just teach him how to touch her, because he doesn't know how to be intimate with a woman. He knows how to beat and sodomize a woman, but he doesn't know how to actually be intimate with a woman. So I think she's going to.
Aren't they one and the same?
No. I seriously think she's going to school him. So,
and what is like, I'm still wondering exactly what her whole end game here is. It's like, I mean, because it's not like, oh, she loves Joffrey so much or any shit like that. It's like this is clearly a game of manipulation, but to what end exactly? Simply become the one in power, to have that position as queen. But to what end?
Well, there's still a possibility that she's going to either kill him herself or have him killed. There is that possibility, though. I think this episode is kind of steered me away from that idea. I think maybe she's trying to make him a decent person, despite his family.
But is she doing that because that's what she wants to do, or is she doing it for the specific purpose of being able to control him?
It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah, I think she's doing it to actually make him a decent king. I know that's not exciting. I know that's not like a Game of Thrones response of deceitfulness and underhandedness, but it's possible that maybe she just does have good intentions.
I think she's manipulating him to make him think he's the one who's in control, when she's actually the one that's going to have all the power, and he's just for show.
That's a good theory. You never know. It's like what else we have going in King's Landing?
Little fingers.
Yeah, well, normally whenever we come to King's Landing, I got to talk about my boy Tyrion. That's normal.
Right.
But at this point, it's like I mean,
so much of this episode.
Exactly. In this episode, Lord Varys. It's like, I mean, this was kind of, as far as what the happenings of King's Landing is concerned, this is kind of his episode.
Yeah. Was it you, David? No. Sorry, it was your clone on Facebook. You have a clone on Facebook, David. He said that Varys is his favorite character next to Tyrion. It's because there's very few people who have the interest of the kingdom truly at heart, and he's like one of the few people that do.
Oh yeah, I did see that. But also, it's like we see that Varys is like he's not above exacting a little revenge his damn self.
Oh, he's not afraid to get his hands a little dirty.
Oh hell no! It's like he told this big long story about exactly how he became a eunuch, and then once that story's over, it's like, okay, it's like, hey, now watch this shit. Open up that crate. There's the motherfucker, and don't worry, I'm gonna deal with him. How's it going, buddy? Been a while. You are so fucking screwed. Oh, don't worry, I'll get to you. You just hang out right here, bitch. It's like go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say that I hadn't realized his hatred for magic up until that point. Because honestly, we haven't seen, I don't think, any magic in King's Landing.
Not directly, no.
I mean, we've seen it, we've seen some stuff obviously up north, but down there supposedly there hasn't been any magic since the Mad King was in power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's a very interesting part to him that we definitely didn't know before. It's like I'm actually kind of curious what he's gonna do to this fucking sorcerer, or I guess those list of things that he won't do to him.
You eat horse shit once a day. The usual stuff.
I actually completely misunderstood that particular scene when I first saw it. When I first saw it, he was on the other side of the box, and I saw him like prying something. I thought he had a hook, and he was stabbing the hook through the holes, because I could see the holes, and I could see him stabbing or going like that. So I thought he was actually stabbing someone within the box. I didn't realize at first he was prying open the box.
I gotcha.
I think that would have been kind of cool to just randomly stab someone through the holes in the box.
Oh no, I don't think Varys would want to accidentally kill him prematurely. I'm sure he has great plans for this guy. It's like, I mean, hell, it's like, I mean, for the fellas here, who wouldn't? Dude cuts off your balls and sacrifices them to some fucking magic god or whatnot.
I don't know if I would want to live if I had my balls cut off. Just be like, fuck it, kill me.
I would have to at least live long enough to make that motherfucker suffer.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I love how his mouth was stitched up to where he couldn't speak.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't cry out. He probably couldn't cast spells because of that. I mean, the whole shebang. That solves a lot of problems.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what else is going on. Also, one of the things that I thought was cool is that Marjorie really does seem to care about Sansa a lot. and does, at least to me, it's like, you guys can correct me if you guys are seeing something that I'm not, but does seem to legitimately care about her and want her to be her sister. It's like, I don't think this is
like one of the
manipulation.
most good-hearted people on the show. If anything.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what makes her hard to trust.
Well, you also have to realize that that scene with Sansa and Marjorie also happened after Varys had that talk with Marjorie's mother.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get her with Littlefinger.
I understand this whole female attention is good and all, but I still don't understand how she's going to come down with sense and say, okay, I know you love my brother, but he's not what he appears to seem to be, but we can still be sisters, although you're not going to get any. So I don't know how that conversation is going to go.
See, I had always thought that her brother was I forget the word, but basically he could be either way. Like he's not gay. He might not be gay. He might not be straight. We don't know.
You mean bisexual?
Yeah.
Oh.
No. I mean that we as the viewer don't really know whether or not he's straight or gay.
Oh.
And I don't know if they tell in the books. Don't say anything.
Well, we definitely know he likes dudes. That was kind of made clear.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Was that in season 1? Or?
Yeah, it was either last season or season 1. I'm sure one of you YouTubers will tell us exactly when that first scene happened. But yeah, we're very well aware he likes dudes.
Oh.
Yeah, because she was
only dudes.
We don't know about the only part, but
okay.
we just know that definitely dudes.
Yeah, because there was a scene where she knew her brother was having an affair with her husband, and she was okay with it.
Okay, now I'm starting to remember that. Yeah. Well, it's not like Sansa would be the first person to marry a gay guy in this show.
That's very true.
It's like, this is how you become part of my family.
Yeah, consider it a rite of fucking passage.
The other thing that happened in King's Landing was the thing with Podrick.
Refresh my memory.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
The guy who saved Tyrion last season.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently the whores really took a liking to him.
I knew it.
And there was no explanation. They refused to explain.
Yeah, I was like, I still want to know what happened. It's like we haven't touched that since the last episode.
And
that'll be a
webisode.
webisode.
I read the books. I actually don't remember this, so I don't know if they've added this in and it wasn't in the books or if I just forgotten.
I hate when that happens. There are some parts where I legitimately don't remember if this is something new or something I'm just forgetting.
Yeah.
I was very confused when DeAno showed up because he's...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is...
This isn't a spoiler, but the stuff happening now isn't talked about until book 5, but it does happen.
Oh yeah, it's like, I mean, we knew they were kind of mix and match and see what they wanted to do here.
Okay.
Another reason I'm glad I'm not reading the books. What's up?
Let him be a natural-born Casanova. Just let it be.
What? Just write it off as like, yeah, he's a pimp and leave it alone.
No, not a pimp. He just naturally knows how to please women, and he's modest about it.
He needs to spread his natural talents then to the world.
I'm saying. It's like Tyrion was not happy. He's like, wait a second, they take my money. Put your ass down.
I'm pretty sure, upon a quick view of the Game of Thrones wiki, I'm pretty sure they added that particular portion in because of the fact that in the books, Podrick is 12.
Fair enough, then.
Yeah, but all the characters are a lot younger in the book.
Yeah, everyone's younger.
Mm.
I think Science is like, what, 13 when the book starts?
No,
I
I think she's even younger because isn't Jon like 12 when things kick off, or 11 or something like that?
No.
It could be.
No.
I think Jon was a little bit older. But
maybe 14.
Yeah.
I know Sansa was at least 13 or 12.
Yeah, Daenerys was like, what, 16 or 17?
Yeah, she was about 16.
Yeah, so the ages of pretty much everyone have been adjusted dramatically for this show, with good reason.
Well, you kind of have to if you're adapting it to television.
Yeah, you really do.
Pretty sure there's laws against that stuff on TV.
Oh God, yeah. HBO would have gotten a lot of trouble if they actually tried to do an exact recreation of the books. It's like, I mean, hell, it's like I haven't read all the books. I've read the first one, and even if they tried to do exactly that with the age groups they were talking about, yeah, that might have been a bit of a problem.
To be fair, some good does come out of it. I'm not sure if we want to see Tyrion's dong on the show. I can live without that.
Yeah, I'm pretty
The
sure.
book descriptions are enough.
More than somewhat.
Tyrion has a daughter?
Wait,
No,
what?
Tyrion's dong.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
His penis. There we go. Okay. All right, so let's see. We're pretty much done with King's Landing. Let's just, I don't know, continue up north a bit. So we're north of King's Landing. That
Well, I
puts
guess
us
talk about DeAno Greyjoy.
Okay, yeah, let's go with it.
We never talked about Littlefinger either.
Okay. Littlefinger wasn't in this one, was he?
No.
No, you give him insight to what his plan is, which is very important.
Okay, we'll go with it.
You basically learn that his plan is to marry Sansa, so that if Robb dies, he's the rightful heir of Winterfell.
Okay, wait a second. Did I miss that? How did we learn that?
That's pretty discussed blatantly in the episode.
Huh.
Varys talks about it, I think.
Well, Varys makes notion that he plans to take Sansa. I don't know if he said that he was going to marry Sansa because, as we know, he's being sent away to the Vale to marry Lady Oren.
Yeah, that's what it was. Is that he was going to marry Lady Oren and then get a title that way.
Yeah, that was my understanding.
So he'd end up with title and he'd end up with money, and all he needed was an army, was what they were saying.
Okay, that sounds more like what I heard. Okay. And then it's like, what were we about to do? Theon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Poor Theon. It's like, man.
Someone explain this to me. Why did they break him out just to bring him right back?
Basically, my understanding is they wanted a confession of if he did it and why he did it. That's basically what I got out of it.
No, what I got out of it is that guy was like just majorly fucking with him.
So you're thinking it's psychological torture?
Yeah. I mean, he basically killed a couple of his own people, then led the young Greyjoy out of there, only to kind of sneak around and like go in a circle, basically back to where he was captured.
That's interesting too.
I can't believe Theon is that stupid to allow himself to be dragged in a circle. But apparently he is.
I have a theory.
Go for it.
What if this is a test his father is putting him through to see if he can actually be rightfully claimed his son again?
I actually posed that about 4 episodes back, when I guess it would have been the first episode, and more and more I'm thinking that is not the case.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on at this point.
I know what's going on, but I'm not going to say anything.
Fair enough. But it's like, I mean, this whole escapade did get him to admit that he did not kill the Stark children. So it's like it did get him to admit that.
Yeah.
The funny thing, it also explains how he kind of got saved just before he got raped at the exact right time.
Yeah, but now that he's back, it's like, oh, well, you're fucked. And quite possibly, literally.
Every episode, they should just find new ways to psychologically torture him.
Yeah.
It could be like a running joke.
Yeah, welcome to this week's Fuck with Theon. Hey, it's like, at least they're not making him drink horse piss quite yet.
Oh, that was nasty.
And that brings us to the King's Lair.
Yeah.
Jaime himself.
Yeah, and you almost got to feel bad for Jaime. You kind of do. It's like, I mean, damn, it's like you're known as this great swordsman. They cut off your sword hand. You're pretty much shit. You're
basically nothing now, because what you became famous for is gone.
Yeah. It's like, and he quite clearly can't hang anymore.
It could be like Walking Dead or Once Upon a Time. Get a hook or get a stabby thingy on his hand, and he can attack with the stabby thingy.
Or something. He's going to need something in that spot.
Maybe he'll get a prosthetic sword, so he can still fight with the sword.
Well, like have like an Assassin's Creed fucking sword.
Maybe he'll just pull a Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 4 and fight with the sword in his mouth.
That'll be perfect.
Pull a One Piece.
It's like, no, it's like, I think it's like, I mean, he should just, like, bust the ash, you know, just attach a chainsaw to that shit.
Bust the ass?
Ash!
Ash.
Oh.
Yeah, attach a chainsaw to that shit.
I just realized exactly how many shows that I am currently watching that have a person with a hand missing.
I was just thinking that too when you talked about it. Let's see, Once Upon a Time.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, Walking Dead.
Game of Thrones. And Nikita. And I'm watching Nikita.
Yeah, I still haven't even started Nikita yet. I'm bad. It's like I'm behind on shows like crazy. Then like a moron, I go ahead and start another one. I started watching Hemlock Grove. At least it's only 13 episodes. I should be done with that quickly. But it's like, you know, things are bad with Jamie when Brienne has to step in and try to look out for him. It's like, I mean, at this point, I think she feels she owes him. Huh?
She basically called him a whiny bitch, too.
Yeah, she basically just told him to suck it up.
Yeah, it's just because she's trying to piss him off to give him the motivation to get over this. Which is like, you know, just a complete and total opposite of how things were between them just 2 episodes ago.
I think that they truly have... They've truly become friends, I think.
I'm not sure Jamie would say that.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
but...
We saw it in the last episode where Jamie kind of saved her. You're getting kind of the idea that Jamie's not as bad a guy as probably the other Lannisters, aside from Tyrion, obviously.
Yeah.
It's his sister that's poisoning him.
She poisons a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. If she has one talent, that's it.
They are twins. I don't know that she's poisoning him or if they were just poisoning each other and it's just more obvious on her.
I don't know if I'm going to get this
She's
joke.
turning into a good guy and Cersei's still a bitch.
Yeah, she's never shown any goodness at all. That's what I'm saying. Like, what do you mean? There's no balance.
I mean, she might be more of a bitch with Jamie around, but trust me, she got plenty of bitch to go around without him.
What they need to do is just get Carl Urban from Dread and throw her out the fucking window of the castle. Like, anybody gets that joke.
Or something. Yeah, because Jamie's actually turning into a half decent guy. It's like, also, I think, I mean, he's going to have to start becoming a little bit more humble because he can't do what he used to be able to do. It's like, I mean, it's like, if anything, I think this could turn into a situation where, you know, presuming that they break free of this group, where Brianna's going to have to reteach him how to use a sword with his other hand.
Now, do you think, here's an interesting question. Do you think if he returns to his family, that he will be treated with the same reverence that he used to, or do you think he's going to be treated like Tyrion?
I can't answer that.
Good question.
He's still the sole heir.
He's still a Lannister.
Right.
Yeah, but
he's
so
like
Tyrion.
the main... Well,
I
Tyrion
mean,
doesn't count
Yeah,
according to his father. Only Jamie does.
Yeah,
Well,
Jamie didn't kill his mother.
Yeah, but isn't Jamie still part of the Kingsguard? So he can't be an heir.
True.
He was when Joffrey became king. He was the Kingsguard, right?
Yeah.
Well, he was Kingsguard. Wasn't he Kingsguard even back when Robert was on the throne?
Yes, and before that, when he killed him.
yeah, and who was
That's
before
how
that?
he got the job.
Uh-huh.
Don't know. But yeah, I think that once Jamie no longer can bring glory to the House of Lannister, that he. I mean, what else does he have? He doesn't have the smarts of Tyrion. He doesn't have the cunning of his, well, the stupid Cersei, according to Tywin. I mean, he doesn't have any of that. The one thing he had is gone.
The one time he tried to be cunning, he lost his hand.
Yeah.
He still has his father's favor, and we don't know how far that goes.
That's true, but here, like, let's go with this a little bit. Let's say he came back and Tywin and Cersei wanted nothing to do with him or whatever, instead of treating him pretty much the same way that they treat Tyrion. Wouldn't that bring Jaime and Tyrion closer together? What do you think? We know how much Tyrion likes outcasts, and if his older brother, whose love and affection he's always wanted, now all of a sudden becomes an outcast.
Well, I think that they were already kind of close, or at least as close as Lannisters can be to each other. I mean, they probably like each other better than other Lannisters like each other.
I don't know. Jaime liked his sister a whole lot.
They like each other better than Jon Snow.
I don't think he liked Tyrion quite that fucking much.
What he's getting at is they like each other better than Jon Snow and Caitlyn like each other.
Well,
More like that.
yeah, like that's hard to do.
What I'm trying to get at, though, is that you've never seen, like, Jaime mistreat Tyrion. Like, they interacted quite a bit in season 1.
True. But something like this, like, I mean, if it were to play out like that, it's like, I mean, it would draw them even closer together. And while Jaime by himself, not much of a threat, Jaime and Tyrion, I mean, Tyrion's a threat by himself. Now, you put him with someone that understands and that can maneuver in circles that he can't maneuver in, and now you've got some real danger to deal with there. I think that could be interesting if it played out like that.
But yeah, the reason I was thinking that is because of the fact that really I think this TV show only has room for one gimpy going to be a big deal thing, and that's Brom. we already have Brom who's going to be a big deal, and I think that's enough.
That's true enough. Actually, it's like, I mean, since we're on that subject, let's go ahead and talk about that. It's like we see Bronn having another dream, seeing him, running around and things of that nature.
Three-eyed crow.
That's Bran, not Bronn.
That's how I always said it too, Bran.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with
Bran.
it.
Bronn is Tyrion's bodyguard.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oops. Anyway.
What was that tweet that you shared with us earlier, David?
Oh, it said that Twitter is a lot like Game of Thrones, 140 characters, and bad things keep happening.
So I was like, I mean, well, we didn't see a whole lot from that. It's like, I mean, what exactly did this dream mean? It's like, I mean, we didn't really see this for very long.
Yeah, it was Bran climbing the tree trying to reach the crow, and then once he gets up there, his mother scares him and he falls.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like that's just kind of a weird thing to stick in there, and it's like they just kind of stuck that in there. That it's like, okay, on to something else. It's pretty much how that went down.
Very weird until it starts to make sense, kind of.
I mean, we can guess what it means, but I mean, it's dream interpretation at that point. I mean, we can guess that it's his mom that's keeping him from becoming what he needs to be, or his family keeping him from what he needs to be, or I mean, it could be any of that.
Indeed. I was like, hopefully we'll be finding out a little bit more next week. Who have we not talked about? Arya.
The
Yes.
Night Watch.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, we'll get to Night Watch. We'll handle the Night's Watch last. But for now, it's like, yeah, Arya and the crew and the whole Brotherhood without banners. So
We saw
like,
their hideout.
Uh-huh.
We
And
saw their cave.
And we also learned they serve the Lord of Light like M does.
Yeah.
Which didn't know that.
The one god, as they call it, or whatever. But in any case, then they brought out the Hound, and the Hound ended up battling against the charges against him. And when they finally did have a charge that they could lay against him, I totally thought that they were going to have Arya fight him. They're like, Arya's the only brave one here.
Seriously? It's like, oh, that would have been an even shorter fight than Arya's last little combat situation. It's like, I mean, Arya she might know a little bit, but it's like the Hound would have killed the fucking shit out of her.
No, just how they were talking, they made it sound like they were going to have her fight him.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, maybe if they keep him tied up. Maybe.
One hand tied behind his back.
Yeah. Maybe both of them. Let's try both of them. and a blindfold. And fucking chain his legs. Actually, no, just break his legs. Just fucking break them.
And then he'd still probably win.
Exactly.
But I did find it interesting that they kept laying charges on him, and he kept going, nope, that wasn't me. Nope, that was my brother. Nope, I wasn't even there.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like he honestly didn't seem to care. It's like, dude, which one's like, it's like, what are you fuckers gonna do?
Yeah.
It's like you're all just what do you say, a bunch of farmers and all this and that. It's like, y'all ain't shit. It's like, how about you, Archer? You gonna step to me? No, that's what I thought. Shut the fuck up. It's like, you got to give it up to the man. He ain't scared.
Yeah.
But now, of course, it's going to be Barrack that ends up. Barrack that ends up fighting him, and we really don't know what he can do.
Mm-hmm. But he'd have to be pretty tough to beat the Hound, because the Hound. I mean, the Hound wins tournaments against some of the best fighters out there.
And he really likes killing. What were you going to say, Aisha?
No, I was just gonna say it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see what he can do with just one good eye.
Definitely. We'll see more from that for next episode. And now it's like, yeah, I think we've covered everything below the wall. Let's go ahead above it. And that fucking piece of shit Craster. I'm happy he's dead.
I got this so wrong. It's not even funny. I think we predicted that Sam was going to end up being the one who dies, and then trying to, and that was completely not the case. He's probably the only one that survived.
Well, he does have somebody going out looking for him, though. The person that was responsible for him, he's looking for him.
Why? It's like the Lord Commander is the one that told him to do that. The Lord Commander's fucking dead.
Out of spite. He's still upset he had to deal with him. So just out of spite, he's going to kill him.
Out of spite, he's going to leave that area with all the food and whatnot and go running off after Sammo into the cold as hell forest with all the White Walkers.
Well, eventually.
He might be mad. I don't think he's that mad.
We'll see. Well, at least the little baby boy survives for a moment.
Yeah, for now, it's like we'll have to see exactly.
Sam eats it because he's hungry.
It's like, I mean, it's like, hey, since Sam got a sword with him, so it's like, I mean, I don't know, he's gonna be Gilly's protector or whatever. It's like, I'm not sure how that's gonna work out. I mean, Jon Snow showed him a little bit, but Samwell is not a fighter by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, but I think he'll step up. I mean, he has someone he actually likes. I think he might step up.
I don't think he's going to step up in a fighting way. I don't think he has the capacity for it.
But here's something else.
Step up and be able to trap or something for food, but that's it.
But it's like there is someone else north of the wall that can help him. Who's out there somewhere. We've seen him a few times, but it's Samwell's pretty much only hope at this point, and that's Jon Snow's direwolf Ghost.
Ah,
that's true.
Yeah.
It's like we've seen glimpses of Ghost spread out throughout the season. We know he's up there somewhere.
Ghost is still kind of hanging around the Night's Watch.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question about that particular scene, the actual battle scene. When you're fighting brother against brother, and you're all wearing the same uniform, how do you know who to kill?
You don't.
Do you put a knife to the guy's throat and go, "Oh, by the way, are you on my side or his side?" I mean, at what point? How do you get a distinction of who you're supposed to fight? They were just killing indiscriminately.
Matt, I think at this point they're just trying to kill to see who can get the most food at the end.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, I mean, you put all these people, it's like, I mean, and let's not pretend that the Night's Watch is this big, noble organization. I mean, once upon a time, back in the history of the Seven Kingdoms, it was. But at this point, the Night's Watch is
pretty much
a den of thieves and criminals and murderers and shit like that kind of got a choice, either
no morality whatsoever.
Go to jail or fucking get executed, or
it's
take the black.
It's like Australia.
We'll go with that. So Samuel is like, I mean, he's someone that actually isn't any of those things. He does come from an honorable family. So it's like, I mean, he did a smart thing. It's like, I'll grant that. Fighting started, it's like he got Gilly, he got the kid, he got the fuck out. It's like that. Yeah. Like, fuck this shit, I'm gone. Fuck this shit. And he's the only one that did that. But it's like, I mean, seriously, him out there in the wild with a woman and a kid to take care of, it's like, I mean, at least the woman should know a little bit about the area, hopefully knows how to trap, does some things to be useful. Because Samuel, I don't know. And out of anyone in this show, he's about the last person that I would want on my side out in the wilderness.
And they really kind of threw us a curveball because of the fact that before that point, before that battle, the girl gave him his mother's thimble back. And I totally thought, oh, yep, he's dead. Like, the second that happened, that was the first thing I thought, oh, yep, he's dead. And he's like the only one that got away.
Yeah, meanwhile, it's like, I mean, we started this thing with a funeral for one member of the Night's Watch, and there's quite a few more to have now.
Episode should have been called Their Night's Watch has ended.
Yeah.
I wonder who's going to get back to Castle Black first.
Interesting. Yeah, because we got us like, I mean, who's all headed to Castle Black? We have we have Samuel and Gilly. We have the Wildlings with Jon Snow. Yeah. No. Is that Jon Snow's group that's going to the?
They're going to the Wall.
Yeah, they're going to the Wall, but like, are they specifically going to Castle Black? Because it's like,
I think you have to. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they what's his name? The King Beyond the Wall.
Yeah, Mance.
Mance Raider.
Yeah.
I knew I should have paid attention to the map more in a crappy RPG game of it.
Mance said they were basically going to mount an attack. They were going to sneak a few of them on the wall with Jon Snow's group, and light a huge fire to give them the signal to attack. Which I can only assume they're going to attack Castle Black.
Right. But it's like, but as I recall, it's like Mance. It's like he told some other people to go do that to go to Castle Black and do that while they were off doing something else. It's like, I didn't think that they were all going to Castle Black right then, because it's like that. It seemed like the groups were splitting up in the last episode.
I'm just curious whether or not what's going to happen with all the women at this farm. Whether or not they're all going to end up dying in this battle, or whether they're going to end up having to go to Castle Black, which is, like Australia, mostly male. It's not
I would say the usual.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's like, I mean, the Night's Watch, they don't exactly get much time for the more carnal pleasures with the Lord Commander out of the way right now. And all these women running around,
Yeah.
And they're not exactly the most reputable people in the world.
No.
Well, doesn't exactly take a rocket scientist to figure out what happens next in that plan.
Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, if you're going to be raped, at least you're going to be raped by nice men in black as opposed to your own father or grandfather, depending on how many generations in you are.
Way to go, Matt, for seeing the upside of that.
Wasn't Craster like over 100 years old in the book or something? I was at somebody else. Can't remember his exact age.
Well, he was being helped by Lord Viagra.
I guess it had to be something.
That's a secret. There you go.
Oh, good God. All right, and any wild speculation for next week's episode?
Yes. There will be tons of nudity next week because we didn't have any this week.
Good point.
I was going to say this episode was epic enough that it's really difficult to do wild speculation because, they already blew all their wads, to use a horrible term.
Possibly. You got anything, Aisha?
No, not really.
Well, let's see. It's like, well, I'll shoot for a few things then. Let's see. Complete and total wild speculation. Let's go with Jamie and Brienne figure out a way to escape their captors. Since escape is a theme, let's say we finally figure out what the hell's going on with Theon and who exactly is holding him hostage. What else? Completely wild speculation. I think that's about it. I think that's all I got. For now, anyway.
So we got those and Ghost, right? That was the other wild speculation.
Yeah. Ghost. Yeah. We see Ghost return to be a major player for helping out Samwell north of the Wall because God knows he's going to need the help. He ain't doing this shit by himself.
Samwell decides to eat Ghost because he's hungry.
Yeah,
good luck with that.
Yeah. It's like, please.
I was going to say Ghost has a higher chance of having anyone on the spit than anyone has of putting Ghost on a spit.
Yeah, no kidding. Particularly Samwell. It's like, hell, it's like he would have a problem with like a regular wolf.
I have one.
All right, shoot.
Sansa will be kidnapped since she's not willingly going to go.
Sansa will be kidnapped by who? Littlefinger?
Yeah.
Thought Littlefinger was already gone.
No.
He's on his way back to King's Landing.
Right.
Okay. Those are all possibilities. Should be interesting to see how that one turns out. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and sign off. Hey, it's like, if you love what we do, go ahead and like this video. Go ahead and subscribe. Check out what we do at geeksaround.com. If you have anything for us, by all means, go ahead and email us, geeksaround@gmail.com. Join our community on Google+. Link is in the description down there. My name is DeAno Jackson, your executive producer, and we will see you next week for Kissed by Fire.